Ever look up and see a plane flying by and wonder, like, how does that even stay up there? Well, get ready to meet the unsung heroes who make sure those metal birds stay airborne. Aircraft assembly inspectors.
We're talking, of course, about RoleCatcher's career guide. They've got interview prep and even some cool insights into their AI job platform.
And let me tell you, after digging into all of this job, it's way more detective work than just like, check, check, check on a checklist.
Yeah, it's a huge responsibility, really. I mean, you're talking about the safety of every single person on that plane.
It's wild, right? It's like they're basically writing the next chapter in a plane's story.
And speaking of stories, the guide mentions detecting malfunctions. What exactly does that even mean? Like, what are they looking for?
Oh, they're using all these specialized tools. It's pretty high-tech stuff. And they're examining every single inch of the aircraft.
Every inch.
Yeah, making sure it meets, all those crazy strict safety standards.
Wow, so it's like a mix of technical know-how, an eagle eye, and probably a little bit of a sixth sense, right?
You could say that, yeah.
So, okay, let's say someone wants to become one of these aviation detectives. What's the path look like? The guide lays out the whole shebang. But
Yeah.
one thing that jumped out was just how hands-on it is right from day one.
Like, you're not just grabbing coffee as an entry-level inspector. You're already using some serious tech to find those hidden flaws.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They talk about that keen eye for detail. I mean, think about it. You're looking at these incredibly complex machines.
Yeah.
It's like, where's Waldo? But way more intense.
Way more intense and with way higher stakes if you miss something.
Exactly.
So as you gain experience, you move from spotting those flaws to, like, actually figuring out why they're there in the first place, right?
The guide mentions junior inspectors identifying areas for improvement. That sounds like a big step up.
It is. It really is. You go from just checking things off to actually making the whole process better.
So you're like an aircraft whisperer at that point, understanding the language of these machines.
It's a good way to put it, yeah.
It sounds like the perfect job for someone who loves problem solving and isn't afraid of a little high-tech gear.
And who wants to make a real difference? Because, let's be honest, you don't get much more important than aircraft safety.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as you move up to that experience level, it seems like leadership skills become key too.
Oh, 100%. You're not just responsible for your own inspections anymore. You're guiding teams, mentoring those junior inspectors,
Wow.
and really shaping how the whole inspection process works.
So you need to be adaptable, a great communicator.
Always learning, too, because the tech, it never sits still.
That's so true. And that makes me think about, how technology is changing the inspection game itself.
The guide mentioned AI-powered tools, which just sounds like, whoa, next level.
It's pretty wild.
I'm picturing, like, drones with super high-tech cameras, maybe even using infrared or something to scan a whole plane for, like, the tiniest defects.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just about speed.
Right?
It's about catching those really, really subtle flaws, the ones that, even the most experienced inspector might miss.
It's like giving those aircraft whisperers, like, superhuman vision.
But speaking of AI, we got to talk about RoleCatcher's own AI platform.
They're analyzing resumes now to see if someone's got what it takes to be an inspector. Kind of feels like we're living in the future, right?
It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
I mean, we're talking about incredibly specialized skills here.
Right.
Remember what the guide said. Using all those measuring tools, understanding those complex engineering specs, and of course, that laser focus, that attention to detail.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
AI can actually spot those things in a resume.
So it's not about replacing human inspectors. It's more like...
Finding the absolute best fit for the job, making sure the right people are in those critical roles.
Exactly. It's all about maximizing safety. Right.
Totally. And it makes me think, what happens when these AI tools start learning from all the data they're collecting?
Like, what if they start to get even better at spotting those flaws, even faster than before?
Oh, for sure. That's already happening. It's like having, like, a whole team of expert inspectors working around the clock, never getting tired.
Wow. So what does that mean for the future of the job itself?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Will inspectors need to become, like, AI whisperers themselves?
It's like they'd be working side by side, almost like a partnership.
Exactly. And that's what's so exciting about this field. It's constantly pushing the boundaries.
It's like we're stepping into one of those sci-fi movies, where humans and AI are teaming up
Yeah.
instead of battling it out for control.
And that's what I think is so cool about all this. Like, it's not about the robots taking over, right? It's about using this amazing tech to make things even safer, even better.
Exactly. So for anyone listening who's ever been, like, blown away by just seeing a plane in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one big takeaway you'd want them to have about, these aircraft assembly inspectors?
I'd say this. This isn't your grandpa's factory job. Like, things are changing so fast. If you're into aviation, if you love learning new stuff, man, this field's only getting more exciting.
It's not just about keeping those planes up in the air. It's like being part of something way bigger,
Yeah.
connecting the world one flight at a time.
And who knows what's next? Maybe we'll be talking about space travel inspectors before you know it.
Now that's a deep dive for another day. But for now, a huge thanks to RoleCatcher for giving us this awesome peek behind the curtain. It's been a wild ride exploring the world of aircraft assembly inspectors. And to everyone listening, until next time, keep looking up and keep asking those questions. How does that thing stay up there?